What's up, y'all? Everyday Say here, back with another video, and today we're checking out this video. Shout out to the Art of Dialogue. They had Dr. Umar on there talking about Travis Hunter, which is either number one, number two ranked college student out there and is getting prepared to be drafted in the NFL. But he actually got engaged, and so Dr. Umar had a lot to say. Let's listen in and see what he has to say about it.
Crazy, man. I had no idea he did that, man. But you heard about Travis Hunter and his fiance?
Yes, I have. And I saw that comedian Godfrey had responded to the news that Travis Hunter was engaged and that it had been purported that his fiance had stated that he originally was not her type, but that he had, and I'm paraphrasing here, he had since that time won her over. And with them being engaged, it appears that marriage will be coming at some point in the future, and there didn't seem to be any conversation surrounding a prenuptial agreement. There had been rumors that Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, had tried to communicate with Travis Hunter that you might just want to slow down a little bit. Not to say that she's not a nice lady, not to say she's not the one, but you're moving kind of fast. I mean, I'm saying now, to be the number one football player in the country, or number two, depending on how you rank him and Shedeur Sanders. And by the way, both of them are my two favorite college football players, and will probably be my two favorite NFL players if they don't start bunny hopping.
So first and foremost, I actually agree with Coach Prom and Dr. Umar. Like, when you that young, you're that young, man, there's so much life that you haven't lived. And so, I think it's a beautiful thing when a young man or a young woman finds someone they believe they could spend the rest of their life with. But sometimes young people, they tend to do it a little too quick. And what happens is they end up jumping out here and they thought they wanted something, but as they grow and they develop, they start to want something else. And the other thing that kind of caught me off guard about this was that the fact that she said originally he wasn't her type. And I'm like, okay, so what has happened since then to make him your type now? Like, and those are questions that if I was in his spot, I would be asking her, like, okay, if you came out and publicly said this, then explain to me why all of a sudden I'm your type now. Because, listen, no, we're not naive out here. And maybe he is. But we do understand that his upside looks high. He looks like he's going to have a lot of potential once he gets drafted and all these things and all this fame and all this money has come to him. And so some women, they like to jump on that bandwagon. I'm going to jump on the bandwagon. He may not be my type, but he got the type of money that I want. So they jump on that bandwagon. And we know that there are women out there nowadays who literally get into marriages in order to divorce just so they can get half the money. So I completely agree with Coach Prom, and I completely agree with Dr. Umar. I think that they just need some time. That's what I think. I think they just need time. I think they need to slow it down, press pause on all of it. And for sure, he needs a prenuptial agreement if they decide to get married. I hate to see young men work very, very hard, very, very diligent, working on their craft to become great, just to watch someone come in and take half of everything that they made when they haven't done much in the way of procuring what was made. So I actually agree with Dr. Umar. I agree with Coach Prom. Like, I think he needs to just sit down for a second, get your legs underneath you and things like that. And the other thing you have to realize is that who you decide is your wife, that's a huge decision. A good woman can make you, a bad woman can break you. you have to realize that, this woman, she can affect his gameplay on the field. If she's always stressing him out, talking crazy, doing this, doing that, he's always in the news, they arguing, they fighting, this cheating allegation, all this other stuff. Do you know how difficult that is to focus on when you're trying to learn plays in the NFL? Where you're on a brand new team and you're trying to learn about the culture there, you're trying to learn about the concepts, you're trying to learn about the rush, you're trying to do all these things, and yet you're having this woman at home that is always arguing and fussing and complaining and doing this and doing that. You can't focus. So that affects your future. Your wife can literally make you and break you. So listen, my personal advice as a life coach to you, Travis Hunter, hey man, listen, I'm glad that you're happy with her. I'm glad that you think she's the one, but just slow down for a second. Give it like 2 or 3 years. Get yourself in the NFL, get yourself established, and then think about actually getting married. But right now, bro, just slow down. If she's the one for you, she'll be there 2 or 3 years from now. Just slow down for it. And please do not have any kids. Not right now. Focus on your career. Focus on getting in the NFL. And once you get established, then we could talk about getting married and having kids, so on and so forth.